Right now at 5, those camping in La Crosse's marshes must leave by tomorrow morning.
And West Salem elementary and middle schoolers celebrate the start of the new school year.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A competency exam is scheduled for the La Crosse man accused of killing his roommate. 55-year-old John Stumlin faces felony charges of first-degree homicide and hiding a corpse. On August 8th, authorities found the body of Stumlin's roommate, 68-year-old Daniel Riordan, in the bushes behind their Southside trailer home. Today in court, a La Crosse County judge ordered a competency exam to see if Stumlin is fit to stand trial. That's set for September 18th. Stumlin is held in the La Crosse County Jail on a $1 million cash bond.
The man accused of a Juneau County homicide is pleading not guilty. 47-year-old Donald Dahlberg faces charges of first-degree intentional homicide, as well as arson, firearm possession as a felon, hiding a corpse, and bail jumping. He's accused of killing 57-year-old Floyd Burdick back in January. Dahlberg is held on a $1 million cash bond. A conference is set tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to schedule a jury trial.
The man accused in a Tomah stabbing is competent to stand trial. 49-year-old Jorge Santos Martinez faces several charges, including attempted first-degree homicide and aggravated battery. He was arrested back in May after an employee of the group home he resided in was found with 3 stab wounds to their back. In July, the court ordered a competency exam, and today, a judge found him fit to continue to trial. The court entered not guilty pleas on his behalf, and Santos Martinez will be back in court on December 3rd.
La Crosse's Vietnam Veterans Trail will temporarily close Wednesday as the city enforces its no camping ban. A city release says crews will be clearing the marsh along the trail to protect public health, safety, and the environment. Any unsheltered people must leave with all their belongings by 7 a.m. Wednesday, and anything left behind will be thrown away. Now, earlier this month, La Crosse's Common Council voted to end camping on all city-owned property, which includes the marshlands. Now, the police department's property division has been working to offer storage for people's belongings. Anyone wanting some storage needs to call before Wednesday, but the number to call currently sends you to voicemail.
Well, a little bit of change in temperatures and humidity for some up to the north, a little bit different as you go further south where they still have the heat and humidity south of La Crosse. But all in all, we're starting to see a little bit cooler and less humid air begin to work into the system. So overall, there's your temperatures and conditions right now. You look at last night's precipitation was all mainly up to the north, up to 1.5, even more as you go further north, given there had 2 rounds of thunderstorms going through evening and then early this morning. Along with those are your wind reports. So quite a bit of winds. 63 mile per hour was the peak gust at Eau Claire with the severe storms that happened yesterday evening. But most of the area to the south missed out on that. Temperature change definitely has taken a tumble up to the north. Not much as you go further south yet, but we're starting to see some of that creep in, and that's the good news for this evening. We're just seeing cloud cover out there, a little bit breaks in it, but going back down to 69. But notice the wind out of the north, give you an indication that's going on. La Crosse too, we're still 81, we got up to 87, so a little bit still above average, but the humidity starting to drop and the temperatures too, given that northwest wind is also picking up, getting to 75, so a little bit more pleasant conditions. There's your showers and a few storms, but it's mainly Wisconsin River and further south, and that's where they might see a little bit this evening. You can notice the temperatures still around 90s, but that is about the only area we'll see it. So overnight, I think the bigger story is going to be development of fog as we work our way in the morning, but the temperatures will cool off, and later on we'll break down. We do have another chance of thunderstorms coming through, and then we have a fantastic Labor Day weekend to set up too, and I'll break that all down a bit later.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, it's that time of year again. Students across the area are heading back to the classroom. But for one district, a familiar policy is undergoing some changes.
News 8 Now's Michael Germain has the details on what's new this year at Gail Ettrick Trempealeau High School.
Just 2 years ago at GET High School, students were allowed to use their phones throughout the school day. This year, things are changing. As kids head back this week, the school is rolling out a new policy they say will keep students focused and potentially minimize cyberbullying. Students at GET High School were allowed to use their phones throughout the school day, a freedom that administrators say became too much of a distraction for everyone. So for the 2023 to 2024 school year, they tightened the reins a bit. While it was an improvement over the previous years, it wasn't enough. So this year, they're taking things one step further. eliminating cell phone use altogether and adding phone caddies in the classroom. Jamie Oliver, the principal at GET High School, says the new policy is less about taking something away from the students as it is about adding something back to the school day that's long been missing.
We're taking distractions away from the students, but we're eliminating distractions for the teachers. So
the policy goes into effect this year, and if it's successful, Oliver says it will carry over in the years to come.
All right, Michael Germain in studio. Thank you, Michael.
West Salem elementary and middle school students kicked off their academic year today. From kids piling off the school bus with their new backpacks or waving goodbye to their parents that dropped them off, there were excited faces everywhere to be seen. This will be Alex Hubing's second year as West Salem's elementary principal. He says there's a lot of students and families for students and families to look forward to this year.
We have some exciting things going on with our playground. We're replacing some equipment there. And we just have a really strong team of teachers coming back this year that we just are going to continue to build on the great things we did last year.
And Hubing has some advice for parents on that first day drop-off. Although your kid might look nervous, once they get in the building and meet their teacher, they'll be ready to learn.
Wisconsin's governor is urging state officials to implement federal standards for PFAS in drinking water. Now, the EPA in April approved stricter limits for the so-called forever chemicals that have been linked to serious health issues. The federal limit is 4 parts per trillion. That's about 4 drops in 20 Olympic-sized pools. Wisconsin's current limit is 70 parts per trillion. Now, the EPA's new law says water systems have to test for PFAS by 2027, and communities above the new limit have to implement safeguards by 2029. Now, Wisconsin has already tested about 2,000 public water systems, and 95% have safe PFAS levels. But communities like Eau Claire and the town of Campbell continue to deal with unsafe levels.
The Green Party's candidate for president can stay on Wisconsin's November ballot. That's the ruling from the Wisconsin Supreme Court. A Democratic National Committee employee asked the court to remove Jill Stein from the list of candidates this fall. The liberal majority court rejected the request without writing an opinion. Stein was on Wisconsin's presidential ballot in 2016 and got 31,000 votes. Donald Trump won Wisconsin by 23,000 votes that year. Wisconsin voters will have 8 candidates for president on their November ballots.
The Trump and Harris campaigns barnstorming the battlegrounds.
This as both tickets sharpen their messaging around their policy agendas.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project at Menards. Enjoy a good night's sleep for less with a new Serta mattress. Shop today and save big. The better the mattress, the better the savings. All Serta mattresses are on sale. Plus, get an 11% rebate. Transform your space with Liquid Defense laminate flooring. It's water resistant, making it a great choice for an active household. Only $149 a square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. Only at Ashley.
The Trump and Harris campaigns squared off over the economy today. Both sides say they will make homes more affordable for everyone, but especially younger Americans.
And now there may be a new deal guaranteeing a presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. Skylar Henry has more details from Washington.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance rallied with voters in the battleground state of Michigan Tuesday.
Michigan is going red.
Vance focused on the economy and inflation.
You talk to a young person today, young people cannot afford to buy a home in their own country. We're turning a generation of 20 and 30-year-olds into permanent debtors.
Vice President Kamala Harris is also talking about the economy with a new ad focusing on affordable housing.
My mother saved for well over a decade to buy a home. I was a teenager when that day finally came, and I can remember so well how excited she was.
Harris's plan calls for building 3 million housing units in 4 years with new tax credits for builders targeting first-time home buyers and $25,000 in tax credits for the buyers. Harris has been off the campaign trail and has been reportedly using that time to prepare for the September 10th presidential debate.
I want to do debates.
Former President Trump says he's ready for the debate. He posted on social media Tuesday that he has come to an agreement with the Harris campaign on the rules for the debate. He says it will be the same rules as the previous Trump-Biden debate. The Harris campaign wanted to change the rules so that the candidates' mics are left open the entire time, as opposed to the Biden-Trump debate when they were only on when it was the candidate's turn to speak. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Now, Trump also says the Harris campaign has not agreed to a proposed debate on Fox News on September 4th.
Both sides say they may be open to a second debate in October.
Well, coming up, a nice break in the humidity and a look into how Labor Day weekend is going to feel.
Greg has the breakdown coming up.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer, arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
Hey folks, Ronnie Craig here, inviting you out to the 27th annual Elvis Explosion, live at the La Crosse Center, September 6, 7, and 8. Come on out, see 30 Elvis tribute artists from all over the world. Battle it out for $25,000 in cash. Tickets for this rocking weekend are available at the box office, Ticketmaster.com, or Days of Shows. That's the Elvis Explosion, September 6, 7, and 8, live at the La Crosse Center. See you there, or you ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Improving your home, improving your life with quality for less. Don't be fooled by free installation or buy this and get that free. Be assured this baloney is the road sign to high prices. Discover what thousands of your friends and neighbors have for over 30 years. The best price today and every day on windows and doors, bathrooms and kitchens, siding and gutters, sunrooms, decks, and pergolas. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse, since 1989.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Yeah, the good news is that we're starting to see a lot less humid and cooler conditions start to push into the area, but not quite yet. We're going to see even a bigger push come as we get towards Labor Day weekend. But right now, here's a storm track that's kind of pushed east. Look at these numbers. The hottest conditions now have pushed off the east. 101 was a high in St. Louis right now for today. But further to the west, it's not as bad. You notice the temperatures drop off. The colors really aren't showing up. Right now, we're still dealing with the thunderstorms. There's the one complex that came through last night. You can kind of see that one. That was through Eau Claire, and then they had a second one there that came through here earlier this morning, and it's dived south, but the track has pushed east, south of the area. So the thunderstorm threat pretty much for the Wisconsin River. Other than that, up to the north, we're not going to see much as a low begins to push off to the north. So cooler conditions at least through Wednesday, but we do have another system coming that'll impact us as we get closer to Thursday night. So a shower storm that'll probably be southern areas. Foggy, that'll be the bigger story too coming into Wednesday morning, the fog potential there. Seasonal temps on Wednesday. Some already saw seasonal temps today, but everyone will see more where we should be at the end of August or early September like. Here's the showers to the south right there. Wisconsin River south, everyone else probably won't see much in the way. On and off cloud cover, but temperatures cooling back off. The one notice is, see this expansion of clouds that is really like low cloud cover or fog that'll begin to push and develop across the area as we go towards 5 a.m. Temperatures a little bit cooler than we've had the last couple days, but still above average yet, and still the humidity's up there, but it is beginning to fall. Now we'll have a lot of cloud cover probably in the morning or fog, and it may be stubborn really to clear out probably until about noon. So that's what we're going to kind of deal with that northeast wind. That'll keep the temperatures down probably until about noon. We'll start seeing some of that break up, getting back into the upper 70s to low 80s further south, kind of right where we should be. Further up to the north, probably around the mid to upper 70s in the afternoon with a little bit of cloud cover, and that east wind should be very pleasant conditions going into Wednesday night too. Cooler though as we go into Thursday. Fog tracker looks at really its potential for some dense fog south of the area. A lot of the visibility is down to a mile. We could see it even further than that, less than a mile. As you notice, by 7, it's still to the south. We'll start seeing a little bit of improvement, but I think most of it will come until we get to about 9 or 10 a.m. and then everyone will see some sun as we go into the afternoon. But that cloud cover will be kind of stubborn tomorrow. It will keep the temperatures down, but we won't see much in the way of sun probably in the afternoon. Speaking of Thursday, we have that next system coming. It's going to be a cold front that'll be approaching. Thursday, for the most part, I think, until we get to the afternoon, should be fine. But here comes that line of showers and potentially thunderstorms coming through probably around 9 to 10. It'll come through overnight hours. So as we go to Friday, we'll likely see morning clouds, but then we'll actually see clearing skies, and this will definitely see a little bit of cooler air mass behind it going into Friday, and there'll be another cold front behind this coming Sunday, which will really usher in some more fall-like temperatures going into the second half of Labor Day. Severe threat with that thunderstorms. It looks like it's to the west. We'll have to keep an eye, see if these storms do continue to push, but this will be more Thursday night, so that kind of limits the instability and minimizes the severe threat, but we will keep an eye on it. Right now it's to the west. Then as we go on, overall we're going to see that to temperatures. But overall for the zone, we're looking at temperatures getting to mid-80s potentially on Thursday before we have the showers and thunderstorms come through, and then less humid conditions throughout the weekend, especially going into Labor Day, which will be struggling in some areas, maybe to get to the upper 60s up to the north.
Okay.
So more fall-like, but we got to get through about Thursday night, and then things will definitely improve.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Greg.
Cone or dish?
The age-old question of how to enjoy a Wisconsin staple. Well, some iconic kings of custard weighed in after the break.
A warning from firefighters after a children's book with a lithium battery in it, we all have those, right, overheated, then started a car fire. Tomorrow we'll have what you need to know about lithium battery fires.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know.
In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
T-Mobile's coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking, we enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Fall Footwear Sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. Plus, find value on quality brands throughout the store, like 2.5-gallon boxes of Clean Def, now just $6.99. And buy 3 Goodyear tires, get one free with installation, plus up to $100 consumer rebate on select sets of 4 Goodyears.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Join the conversation at facebook.com/news8000. Or you can always find us at news8000.com. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Spend enough time in Wisconsin and frozen custard becomes a part of you. But what's the best way to enjoy? In a dish or in a cone?
Alex Corradetti digs into the delicious discussion from Milwaukee.
I want to know cup or cone?
I think the cone always adds more to it, right? The crunch and a little bit of the sugar flavor.
Cone all the way. A cup? You're eating both.
Homemade waffle cone. A cup is not going to go anywhere.
So I'm usually just a cup person, but I like cones sometimes. So I wanted a cup and a cone.
Cup. It gives you more freedom.
Well, I get it in a cup because I like a sundae.
Most people will choose the cone because they like to eat the cone. I'm not a fan of that.
Well, this is fine, whatever this is.
Because I get to eat the cone, and I can't eat dishes, so.
After a tiny taste, it was time to get the real scoop. I had to make an offer no one could refuse. I gathered the Custard Kings of Milwaukee, or as I like to call them, the 5 families. What is the right way to eat custard?
It's fun to lick a cone. It's great watching little kids do it.
If you're not driving your car where it gets all over you, it's definitely the cone.
I think it's kind of a rite of passage as a little kid to eat it in a cone.
Today, we don't sell nearly as many cones as we do in a dish.
How many times have you had it happen? Like, you sure you want that in a cone? You know, it's a really 90-degree day. Yeah. 30 seconds later, we got the dish ready for them. They turn around.
On a warm, windy day, take it in a cup.
When custard is fresh, to bite into it, I love that.
Well, in the carnival, they would say, hold it high and lick it quick.
When it gets hot outside, dish is your best choice. Watching it be made, the service, the people, like, that is our business. Eat happy, enjoy it.
Lots of good takes on it.
Absolutely. And I honestly don't think I've had ice cream or frozen custard, any of it in a cone, for like 15 years.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I prefer ice cream in a cone.
Sure.
But when you're driving, of course, a dish makes more sense.
Yeah, because you can't just let it sit there.
Yeah.
You have to eat it.
But the only
custard,
the only custard I've had is Culver's, I believe,
Okay.
and yeah, I just always get it in a dish because it's through a drive-through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, Culver's is fantastic. I've done Kopp's in Milwaukee. That's a staple as well. I haven't tried the other ones though, so I guess we'll need to try out all the Custard Kings of the Milwaukee area.
You guys send us what you think. Cone or cup. Both are delicious either way.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have another look at tonight's forecast right after the break.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Featuring local businesses, community events, and entertainment. Here's your 2-minute take.
I'm Peyton Danowitz with News 8, and today I'm joined by Jenna Braddock, who is a registered dietitian nutritionist with Aldi.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
Jenna, could you start out by telling us how Aldi helps families during the back-to-school season?
Having a good meal plan and grocery shopping plan has never been more critical. My secret ingredient for success is shopping at Aldi because it really stretches your ingredient list and your budget. Aldi makes it easier to buy a wide variety of fresh produce, fresh meats and seafoods, on-the-go snacks, organic, non-GMO, and even gluten-free products for your family.
What tips do you have for meal planning and for kids eating healthier?
One of the best tips I have is to really match your meal planning to your schedule for the week. This is a great time to utilize the slow cooker or the pressure cooker to make meals fast and ready when you come in the door. Today I've made for you cilantro chicken and rice, utilizing some of Aldi's delicious fresh produce and great mealtime staples. I'm sharing today my peanut butter and jelly chia pudding. It's very easy to take on the go and very delicious. Aldi has a wide array of fresh produce that's delivered to their store daily. So choose easy grab-and-go options like bananas, apples, and oranges, and keep them out on their counter in eyesight, as well as at eye line in the refrigerator. So it's really easy for kids just to grab it and enjoy it. Another great convenience that Aldi offers is grocery delivery and curbside grocery pickup.
Thank you so much for this information, Jenna. Where could viewers go to learn more?
In the La Crosse, Eau Claire area, Aldi has more than 6 locations. So to find your local Aldi, visit aldi.us and use the store locator tool.
This has been your 2-minute take.
All right, we might see a little bit of a shower for far southern areas. Otherwise, fog is probably the bigger story overnight. Temperatures a little bit cooler than we've had lately, but still above average. But you'll notice that tomorrow, once the fog burns off, which could take until about noon with some of the cloud cover, more sun in the afternoon. We do have showers and thunderstorms Thursday, but a fantastic Labor Day weekend coming up, though.
Yeah, you could enjoy some frozen custard in a
cup.
Hey,
yeah, that's what Greg likes.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 6.